Big question for you. Can you dance yourself to confidence and empowerment? Our next guest thinks that you can, and she teaches others to do just that using burlesque. Kiki Kisses is the stage name of Laura from Bradley-Stoke, who is a classically trained dancer. Suffered a back injury, though, and that put her dancing days on hold. But that hasn't stopped her getting back and performing and dancing, and is a mum of 3 as well. Later this month, it is World Burlesque Day, and Kiki will be hosting a burlesque charity show on the 20th of May, which is next month at the Almondsby Creative for Bristol Mind. And she's with me here right now. Laura, Kiki.
Hello,
good afternoon.
John. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much indeed. Let's start with you firstly and talk about you as a dancer, a classically trained dancer. What does that actually mean?
So I trained in classical ballet
Wow.
for my whole childhood up until my 20s. So I trained in all the classical ballet. I trained in all the what you would expect for a dancer. So I trained in tap dancing and ballet and modern jazz and commercial and contemporary, all those styles that you link with professional dancing.
That is very exacting, isn't it? Because this is not something that you can just do. It is something you have to keep doing. Practice, 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 practice.
Yes.
Where did that desire come from?
I don't know. I think it's just something within me. It's just part of who I am. I danced from the age of 3 all the way up to my early 20s when I picked up my injury. And it's just always been, it's just something deep within myself that it makes me happy. It makes me feel free. And I just absolutely put my heart and soul into it.
Did it come from your family? Were your family from a family of dancers?
Not a family of dancers as such. My
performers?
Yes, we've got musicians in our family. We've got actresses in our family, and my mum, she danced when she was younger, and so did my auntie. So they were always very supportive of me wanting to pursue that in my life.
I have to say that tap dancing is one of those things. When you see a row of tap dancers doing tap dancing, I don't know what it is. It's magical.
Yes.
Because it's the sort of the synergy, isn't it? It's the musicality to it. It's the precision of it. It's the discipline of it. But then it's the performance of it as well. All of so many things come together when you see tap dancing.
Yes, and it's nice. It's starting to come back into things now. I think there was a while where it was becoming a bit of a lost art form, but it is starting to become more popular again. Actually, with tap dancing, and I love it. 42nd Street's coming to the Hippodrome, so I cannot wait to see that.
Because that's a big tap. Yes. There's a big tap dancing number in that, isn't there?
It's my favourite musical, so I'm really excited.
A big tap dancing number in that. So let's talk about what happened in your early 20s, because obviously this was your life. This is you trained for it. You gone through from 3 until your early 20s. What happened?
I injured my back, so I ruptured a couple of discs in my spine.
Dancing?
Yes, dancing. So I had to come to the decision that I couldn't have a career that I wanted in professional dancing as such at that time. And at that time, it was so heartbreaking that I just cut myself off from the whole industry. I left, I retrained, I worked in the NHS for 15 years. And I could have gone into teaching at that point, in teaching dance, but my heart wasn't in it because I was so heartbroken.
Your heart was broken by it.
My heart was broken, yes.
So the very thing that you loved doing was the very thing that stopped you doing the very thing that you love doing.
Yes.
That's brutal.
Yes.
What got you back?
What got me back? I think there's always a pull. There was always a pull towards performing. During the time I worked in the NHS, and I enjoyed my job in the NHS. It was a very rewarding job, but there was always something missing in my life. There was always that pull. I needed to get back to dancing, and I didn't always. Were
you dancing in your head when you had a tune or something? You're in the car, you're listening to the radio, or you're watching a musical on TV or whatever. Were you dancing in your head still?
Oh, absolutely. And my patients used to laugh because I always used to curtsy when they walked in the treatment room, so it was always there. So and it's just that pull, and there was always something missing. There was always an itch that wasn't scratched in my life. And I think for a while I didn't appreciate what that was.
Denying it?
Yeah, denial. It's a trauma. It was a trauma to me. And as a young adult, it's a massive thing to have to say, actually, I don't know what else I want to do with my life. I need to find something else. And to find something that brings up that same passion that I had for dance and for performing. So that was really hard for me. And it's taken, well, over 15 years to really say, actually, I need to get back into performing and finding a way into it that firstly I could gain my confidence back, and secondly that was accessible for me at that time.
Now, we've talked to other burlesque performers on this programme before, and I think there's a lot of misconception about what burlesque is.
Yes.
This is not stripping, is it? And I know that some people get the two things confused.
Yes.
Burlesque is a performance dance in its own right.
Yes. Yes.
So describe it for those who don't understand what burlesque is, because you've got World Burlesque Day later this month, and we've got your burlesque performance for charity next month. So just explain what burlesque is.
So burlesque is anything you want it to be. It's. I like to liken it a bit like to adult pantomime. It's over the top. It's flamboyant. There can be an element of striptease in it when you look at performers such as Dita Von Teese. You know, there is that element of striptease in it, but it's about celebrating us. It's not about the striptease. It is a sensual dance. You know, it's a sensual art form, but it's about the performance and the flamboyancy and just embracing everything to do with it.
It's a celebration, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't it celebration? I mean, I've seen a few burlesque performances in my time, and it always seems to be like a celebration of movement, of femininity, of passion to a degree.
Yes,
which is what dance is, isn't it? Dance is passion.
Yes. So I don't feel that it's celebrating and acceptance of who you are and everyone around you. We're all different. We're all different shapes and sizes. You know, and we're all wonderful. You know, our bodies are wonderful things, and they should be celebrated. And it's not wrong to want to celebrate that.
It must have been quite a journey for you to accept who you became because of who you were.
Yes.
There you were, classically trained, and you couldn't do the thing you loved. You park it, you ignore it, but it's still inside you. Has burlesque helped you come to terms with who you are?
100%. I am so thankful to finding burlesque and finding myself again. It's helped me deal with a lot of things through my life. It's given me a new confidence, a self-confidence. You know, when we have children, everything changes. You know, I've not got the same body I did in my early 20s when I was doing classical ballet, but it has helped me to learn to love my body and the way that it moves. It's helped me to gain so much confidence, and it gives me that hour, half an hour, 5 minutes of my act where I can escape from every day, and don't have to think about anything else. I don't have to think about getting.
You're not Laura, you're Kiki.
Correct, and I am still Laura, but it's a different version of me.
Right. So the version of Laura, which is Kiki Kisses, is what? Is
confident, is free, is happy, and is the extroverted side of me. I think there's a misconception.
But does that now come into Laura herself? Because I mean, you're very well presented today. You're on the radio, but you know you're very well presented today. And I'm just wondering whether that sort of heightened version of you on stage is also now part of who you are when you're not on stage. It's giving you something that you perhaps didn't have before burlesque came along. Yes, I think
it's given me a lot more confidence in my everyday life anyway, and it's given me strategies to help with mental health issues.
Okay.
I suffered with anxiety and postnatal depression, and you know, I've been medicated for it, I've had counselling for it, and this to me has been the best therapy out of everything that I've been given, just to help me deal with
very powerful statement
life.
You've made there. Now you've come in and you've got a burlesque friend with you, Safira. Is that right, Safira?
Yes, Safira.
Safira, I beg your pardon. Who's written this book called Burlesque or Bust, which is also part of the Shaw Mind Foundation. Correct. And that's where you are doing your performance next month. Is that right?
So our performance is for Bristol Mind.
For Bristol Mind.
Yeah. So we wanted to keep it local and to help a local cause.
Okay.
So really, and even with World Burlesque Day, what we're trying to do is make burlesque accessible for other people to have the opportunity to get the benefits that some of us have had in the industry. So if in the book, Safira talks about her own mental health struggles and how that burlesque has helped her.
Okay.
And it's really to give people the opportunity to give it a go, I think, is important.
Well, we'll tell people how they can give it a go, because I know you do classes of this. Now, we've got about 30 seconds of a track which is supporting World Burlesque Day, which is, what, 26th of April?
Yes, 26th of April is World Burlesque Day, but there's things going on all month and a little bit into next month around the world. 57 countries take part. To make it, to bring it to people's minds and get people involved.
Okay. Well, this is Sapphira and Doc Moody. This was made in Bristol, this track, am I right in saying this is the official track for World Burlesque Days in those 50 countries?
Yes.
So this is the official track for it?
This is the official track.
Well, let's hear a bit of it. Well, that's Sapphira and Doc Moody with their version of Nancy Sinatra's "These Boots Are Made for Walking," which is the official song for World Burlesque Day. Sapphira's out there right now recording this, aren't you? Hello. And you've got your own event in May of... Next May.
Yes,
this coming May. Sorry, this coming May, next month.
We've got lots of things going on in Bristol. So there's a live class, an online class that is free. People can sign up and just give burlesque a little bit of go. That's me teaching. And we've also got a burlesque photo shoot going on the 16th of April, which is just getting people to love themselves and give themselves a bit of confidence.
So this is about body positivity, as well as obviously mental positivity as well. This is the two things, because sometimes the mind plays tricks on you. Sometimes you we often think that we're fatter than we are, and all that sort of stuff. So this is two things: the physical and the mental. Yes,
absolutely, and it can help with both. It's really good exercise. Burlesque dancing is great exercise. You burn lots of calories, and your muscles hurt afterwards. You don't realise you've been working them because you've been having so much fun. So yes, it goes hand in hand, and helping to boost people's self-confidence helps their mental health in general.
Yes, indeed.
And it also gives them a sense of community and a sense of being part of something.
Well, Kiki Kisses, thank you so much for coming in and spending some time with us. If people want to find out more about you and your classes, where do they go? So
they can go on my website, which is kikikissesburlesque.com, or they can find me on Instagram at Kiki Kisses Dance.
So that's Kiki, Kiki Kisses. But I suppose if you put that in the search engine of your choice, you'll find the rest of it.
Yes, absolutely. And for more about World Burlesque Day, if they just Google World Burlesque Day, it will all come up.
Kiki, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, John.